So any doubt on the previous topic in control statement or anywhere?
Okay, I mean, you explain the previous topic, do while loop and while all the.
Okay, let me add someone. Okay, so now we'll see that while and do while again, because some of them has doubt on that topic. Okay, okay, so just sometime we'll clear these two topic, while and do while. So what is this while and do while loop? So if we want to, and what is loop? First of all, what is the loop? So loop is like if you have any statement, right? And if you want to execute that statement or print that statement multiple time, and that code is similar. Okay, so I'm just giving one normal example. So if you want to print your name xyz multiple time, what will you do? For printing this name multiple time, for example, if you want to print this name 5 times, right? What will do? First you will write this, the system dot out dot print statement total uh, 5 times, then you will get 5 times your name, right? So to overcome this, like to overcome that same code rewriting multiple times, what will have to do? You have loops concepts. So in loops we have three types. We have more different types of loop, but here we'll discuss only these three: while, do while, and for. So with the help of these three loop, you can execute this line multiple times, whatever times you want to print that line. If you want to print that line 5 times, 10 times, you can do that. Just you have to write this single line of code, and it will print that same uh, your name xyz 5 times or 10 times or whatever times you want to print. Okay, so how, so for loop, do while loop, we have different syntax, right? Let me open that, this one. Okay, so this one is the syntax for while loop, this one is syntax for do while loop, this one is the syntax for loop. Okay, so in while, like if you are writing code in with the help of this while loop, what is the first approach? Okay, so let me remove this line. Yeah, so if you want to use this while loop, so which keyword we'll use if we are trying to write the while loop statement? So we have this while keyword. So if you want to execute your code via while loop, so we have this while keyword. Okay, inside this while keyword we have to add some condition. It is same as when you, if you're writing any if condition, right? And if you have any number, for example 5, and you are checking that 5 is greater than 10 or not, right? So here you are checking some condition. In same way, in this while state, while, like when you are writing this while loop, so in this curl, in this braces, in this parenthesis, you have to add some logic here. Okay, for example, I have initialized one variable here, int I equal to 10. Sorry, I equal to 0. Why I equal to 0? Because we want to print some message here. For example, some message. Okay, so we want to print this message how many times? Total 10 times. So to print this message 10 times, I have declared one variable I equal to 0. Okay, and every time when this condition returns true, so we have to add some condition here, right? For getting that true. boolean value. Once it will return true here, then it will come to this line number 11 and it will print this message. Okay, so what condition we have to add? So we have so our question is we have to print this line 10 times. 10 times. Okay, so we have to add that condition here. Okay, so I am adding that condition if I value is less than 10. Okay, or let me initialize this with 1, not with 0. So it depends on you which type of condition you are adding into this while. Okay, so I have added this condition. If first time I equal to 1, and every time I am checking if I value is less than 10, then they will print this message. So here we have to print this some message line how many time? 10 time. Okay, so if we'll add this condition I less than 10, how many time we'll get the output? If this condition returns true here, how many time we'll get the output? Hello, I'm audible to you.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so tell me if we'll execute this program, how many time we'll get the output here? I have initialized this I with 1, and every time I'm checking if I value is less than 10, then it will print this line.
9 times.
Okay, let me run this program. See, it is still printing that same message. Why? Because when we are adding any loops concept, so three things we have to use. Okay, one is initialization. Okay, second one is condition. So we have initialized this I variable. So first one is done. We have added this condition also. Second one is also done. And then we have third one, increment or decrement. If will not increment or decrement this I, this will print this some message line nth time. It will print that line continuously because we haven't increment or decrement that value, right? So that is the reason they have printed that message multiple times, nth times. I have just stopped that Java program, so they have stopped to printing that message, right? So after printing, look, like once you have finished your work, so you have printed this message, right? Some message. So after that, what we have to do? We have to increase our I value with 1. It depend it totally your logic. So your logic is what? You want to print this line. How many time? 10 time. So first you have initialized this variable with 1. Now you are checking whether that number is less than or not. If that number is less than 10, then you have to print this message. So first time, what is the value of this I? 1. They will come to this line. Okay, I less than 10. Yes, it is less than 10. Then they will print this message. After that, we have to print that some message second time, right? So that's why I'm increasing this value with plus 1. Now they will print this message second time. Same for third, fourth, fifth, seventh, eighth, ninth. And when we have the I equal to 9, they have printed this message some message 1, right? After that, it is increased with 1. 9 plus 1 equal to 10. Now they will check here. Okay, 10 is less than 10. It will return false here. So that time it your program will end here. So they will print that some message how many time? Total 9 time. But we have to print this line total 10 time, right? So what we have to do? We'll check here. So yesterday we have seen operator concept, right? Conditional operator. We have seen this one, right? Where is that? Yeah, sorry, not conditional. We have seen this relational operator, right? So I will use one relational operator concept. So if I less than or equal to 10. So it will check for I less than 10 also, and it will also check for if the I value is equal to 1. Now it will print this message how many times total? 10 times. So with this message, let me add that I value also. Okay, now I'll run this program. So see here, we'll get this message total 10 times. Okay, so when we are using any loop concept, we have to make sure we are using these three uh, statement. First we have variable initialization. So first I have initialized this variable with some value. Okay, after that, second approach is what? We have to apply some conditions. So in while loop I have applied some conditions here, right? And then we are either we can increment or decrement, it depends on your logic. Okay, so here I am incrementing that value with 1 because we want to print this line total 10 times. So 1 to 10, so it will print that message total 10 times. Okay, so any doubt in this while loop now?
No.
Okay, so now we have this second one, do while loop. So while and do while is almost same. The difference only is when we are applying any while condition, if it returns true, then we'll go to print that message, right? Same way if you are using do while. So do means what? They will first they will print this message. After that they will check that condition. Okay. So here if you want to use this do, right? So simply do and then your curly braces start. After that you have to add your while condition. So what we have to check here? I less than equal to 10. Okay, let me create one another variable int j equal to 1 and we'll use j for this while loop. Okay, then end. Now you have to write your program here, like if you want to print some message here, right? So this is do while, and with this we'll print j value also. Okay, if I'll run this program, you will get the output here. Oh, wait. So now same, we have to follow these three steps: variable initialization, then condition, and increment decrement. So we have added initialization for this do while, we have added increment decrement, we haven't added increment decrement, right? We have added only these two. So after printing your message, now we'll add here j plus plus. Same, we want to print this message 10 times, right? So if I'll run this program now, we'll get the output here. Okay, so this syntax is for while loop, this syntax is for do while loop. Got it? Concept is same. Either you are using do or while loop, in both case you are doing what? You are printing, you are executing the same statement multiple times. It depends on your requirement. If you want to execute this statement 5 times, 10 times, so just you have to take that input. So I have initialized it with 1 and you want to print that statement total 10 times, so we'll 10 times we'll execute this one. Okay, same for this one. So whatever condition you are adding to this while, it depends on that. If you are using while and do while. Any doubt on now this while and do while? Anyone? Okay.
No, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So now we'll move to our topic that we have left yesterday. Where is that? Yeah, this one. So now we'll discuss the nested if else, then switch case, and then we'll discuss this logical operator. Okay. So let me create one file here. Okay. So yesterday we have seen if, we have seen if else. Okay, now we'll discuss this nested if else and then switch case. Okay, now one will see each of them. Let's start with this nested if else. Okay, what is this nested if else? So nested if else is nothing, it is the combination of this one, if and if else. So inside, let me add some program for this, then you will get more idea. Okay, let me close this all, this one also. Class nested if else. Okay, okay. So I'm just revising the if and if else concept again. So let's say we have initialized one number with 10. All right. Now I'm adding one condition here, if condition. So what is the syntax for applying if condition? You have to write this if keyword, and after that you have to add this parenthesis, and inside that parenthesis you have to apply your condition. Okay, so if that number is greater than 0, so here I'm just checking whether that number is positive or not. If that number is positive, we have to return this error message. We have to return this message positive number. Okay, so if that number is greater than 0, we'll return positive number. Simple. Okay, if I'll run this program, will get this message positive number. Okay, and if that number is not greater than 0, if that number is less than 0, it means that number is in negative number. Okay, then we'll use this else one. If this returns false here, in that case it will come to this else part and it will execute those statement whatever we have added to else part. Okay, if it is not positive, then it is negative number. Okay, let me run this program. Now I haven't. Oh wait. No. Okay. So let me initialize it with -10. If I'll run this program, we'll get here negative number, right? So this one is your if and if else part. If your condition returns true, whatever you have added to this parenthesis, it will come to inside if and it will execute those statement. Whatever you have added inside this if block. So if you have single line of statement in your if block, you don't have to add this curly braces. It is not mandatory. But you have, if you have more than one statement, okay, only that case you have to add this curly braces, right? Let me remove this braces here. Okay, I'm removing this one too. Okay, so this one is correct. Let me run this program. See, we'll get the output negative number. And if I'll remove this minus here, and if I'll again run this program, we'll get positive number here. But if you have more than one statement, for example, if I am adding here sysout message, okay, see, it is giving error here. Why? Syntax error token else delete this token. Why it is giving that error? Because this else is expecting, like, after if, when you have applied this if condition, it is expecting only one statement, not more than one. But we have added one more statement here, one more system.out.println to print this message. But if you haven't added any curly braces here, like if you haven't created block for this if condition, well, in that case you can add only one statement, not more than one. Okay, so here we have more than one. In that case we have to create this block, and inside that block we have to write that program. But it same for else case. If you have more than one, then you have to add this braces. Got it? when we have to use curly braces, when we don't have to use that curly braces, right? We'll get this output here. Got it? So this one is your if and if else. Now we'll see nested if else. What is nested if else? So nested if and else. So nested if else is nothing. This one is the combination of if and else. Okay, and what is the syntax for that? So if else is the what if else is something like, let me create one diagram here. Okay, so this whole box, just assume this whole box is one program, right? And inside that program you have added this if condition, right? This if condition. So, and you have some condition inside that. So if it returns true, okay, it will come to this line and will print those statement, right? Whatever you have added here. And if returns false, in the place of true, if we have false, what they will do, it will go to the else part. If you have else part, it will go to the else part and it will print those, it will execute those statement, right? But what if you have more than one condition? If you want to apply more than one condition, like if this returns false here, okay, this returns false here, but still you want to apply some condition to this else part, right? So this if returns false here, it means it will come to this else part. And if you want to apply any condition to this else part, then you have to use nested if else. It means inside if else, again you are using if else concept. For example, if you have added one more if condition here, if and then your logic, okay, then this one is if else, again if, then it will go to else, again we'll apply one if part, and it will again go to else, again it will go to if part, again it will go to else, like that. So in same statement, like in same program, if you are using, if you are applying a if else condition like this, that one is nothing, that one is your if nested if else. So see here, after if we have applied this else one, but again I am adding one more if here. So if else if, again else if, again else if, again else if. So that is nothing, that is nested if else. Continuously we are using if else. That's it. That is your nested if else. Now let's see that their program, so we'll get more clarity. Okay, so for example, I'm declaring one variable int marks. Okay, let me take that input as a user input. Okay, so scanner sc equal to new scanner system system.in. All right, so via user input will take some input for this marks one. So marks sc dot next int. So we have declared this integer variable, that's why we'll use this next int method. Got it? So user entered some marks here. Now what is the requirement is we have to find that a student came under which grade, right? For example, we have different grade in our mark sheet, right? O for obedient, okay, then E for excellent, then A, then B, then C, and D, and then F. These are the grade that we have to find. For example, if we have entered 75 here, so 75 came under which one? So what is the what is the category for this obedient, this excellence? So we have obedient categories 90 to 100. If that student marks is between 90 to 100, it came under O category, obedient category. Okay. If it is under 80 to 90, this one is E, and if 70 to 80, this one is B, and 60 to 70, this one is your B, 50 to 60, this one is your C, and 40 to 50 is your D grade. And if your marks less than 40, then fail. Okay, so you have to find out these grade. So if we have any student marks, if it came under 90 to 100, what is the grade of this one? Obedient, O. For excellent, we have E. Marks is between 80 to 90. If it is 70 to 80, between 70 to 80, it is A, then B, C, D, and if it is less than 40, it is fail, F. Now we have to find which it came under which grade. If user entered this 75, it came under which grade? This A, right? Because the category of this A is between 70 to 80. If your marks is equal to 70 or less than 80, right? So that is grade A. So now, so for finding out these grade for any student, we'll use nested if else, because we have to apply multiple condition. First you have to check whether that marks is under O, under E, under A, B, C, D, F. So we have to apply each condition for these grade. Got it? So now let me apply some condition here. If marks, in this marks we have student marks, for example 75. So if marks is greater than 90, what we have to do? We have to print this message like grade O, grade O. Got it? So if your marks is greater than 90, it will print this grade O message, right? Now we have to apply for this E1, right? So if that marks is not greater than 90, it will come to next part, right? It will come to else part, and in else we are adding one more condition. If that marks is greater than 80, it will print which grade? Grade E. Now just see, so not marks greater than 90, not greater than 80. So this one is for grade E. So just see here, I have added this condition, marks less than greater than 90. It is fine. If your marks is greater than 90, you came under this O category, right? But when your marks is greater than 80, right? Greater than 80. So if I have entered 95 here, right? If I have entered this 95. So for these two conditions, right? For first one and for second one, it is correct, right? Because that 95 is greater than 80 and that 95 is greater than 90 as well, right? So in that case, we'll use in single if statement, we'll use which concept? This one. Where is that? Yeah. So in logical operator, okay. So in logical operator, we have different symbol. Okay, so like if you want to apply more than one condition in single statement, right? So we have this logical one. Okay, for example, so here we have applied one condition if that marks is greater than 90, right? So we have to check also, right, that marks is less than 100 or not. Okay, so what is the category of this obedient? Oh, it came under between 90 to 100. So if marks greater than or equal to 90 and marks less than or equal to 100, then this 90 to 100 concept, 90 to 100 logic applied here, right? So how to apply these two conditions? These are two conditions, right? This marks greater than or equal to 90 and this marks less than equal to 100. These are separate condition. So how to add multiple conditions into single if statement? Okay, so we have logical operator concept, right? So in this place we'll use one keyword here. Which keyword? This and keyword. It will do what? It will check whether this condition is true or not, or this condition is true or not. So it will check for both these two conditions. If your marks greater than or equal to 90 and if your marks less than or equal to 100, then it will print this grade O. Same for grade E. If your marks greater than or equal to 80 and if your marks less than equal to, oh, not less than 90, in that case your grade will be E. Now we'll apply the same logic for different grade, right? So this one for grade E, then A, then B, then C. So here we have checked 80, now 80 to 90, now 70 to 80, now 60 to 70, 50 to 60. Now we have to apply one more. So 40 to 50. So C, D. Now if it doesn't apply to any condition, it will print what error message? Fail. So just see here again. We have added one if condition and we have checked whether that marks is greater than or equal to 90 or less than equal to 100 or not. If it came under these category between 90 to 100, okay, then it will print this grade O. All right. So if it returns false, for example, I have entered here 75, for example, it come to this line and they will check, okay, it returns what? It returns false here because 75 is not greater than or equal to 90 and 75 is not less than or equal to 75 is less than or less than 100, but 75 is not greater than equal to 90. So we have to make sure whether these two conditions, whatever condition we have added here, we have to make sure these conditions are returning true or not. So if it returns true, both the condition, only that case will execute this program, right, this line. So it returns false here. Now it will come to this line. They will check here, okay, that marks is greater than or equal to 80 or not. So what is your mark? 75. Same false here because here we are checking greater than or equal to 80, but our marks is less than 80, right? Now we'll come to this third one. So here we are checking marks greater than equal to 70 or not. So what is our marks? 75. It means it came under this category and this marks also is less than 80. So between 70 to 80. Now it will come to this line and it will print this grade A. Got it? Let me run this program. So I have added here 75. Okay, so see here, we'll get this grade A. Now I'm again running this program. Now I've added here 67. 67 came under which category? 67 came under this category. 60 to 70 came under B category. We'll get this grade B here. Okay. If you'll again run this program, if I have entered 35, so 35 came under which category? If your marks is less than 40, it came under fail category, right? See, we'll get that fail here. So why we are using this nested if else? Because every time for each like for different grade we have their category. So to fetch like to match those category, we have applied these conditions here. We are first condition, we are checking whether that number is greater than 90 or less than 100 or not. If it came under that category, we'll print that message. Okay, this one is grade A, grade E, A, B, C, D, and then F. Right? So if first condition return false here. Why false? Because we have entered this 75. For well, let me take example for this 35. How they have executed this one? First they will come to this one. Okay, first they will check that condition. If that if it satisfy that condition, then it will come to this one and print that error message. But we have this 35 here. So they have checked this condition, it returns false. Again they have checked this one, then this one, this one, this one, this one, and last they have gone to that else part and they have printed this fail message because that condition didn't match with any if condition. So that's why last they will come to this else part and they have executed that program. All right, let me apply one debug point here, right? Then we'll get clarity. Okay, let me run this program in debug mode. I have entered 56. Okay, request come to this line. Just see very control plus, yeah, let me drag this. Yeah, so I have entered this 56. Request come to this line number 17. Okay, now they are checking whether whether that marks is whatever marks we have entered. Okay, so it's a it like it is validating first whether that marks is greater than equal to 90 or not. So what is your marks? 56. If I'll go next, just see here, it directly come to line number 17 to 19 because in line number 17 they got false here. Okay, because that marks is not greater than or equal to 90. All right, now again they will come to this line number 19 and they are checking that marks is greater than 80 or not. What it returns here? It returns false. Why? Because our marks is 56, not greater than 80. Now again it will come to line number 21, not to 20, because it returns false here. If I'll go next, see, it will come to line number 21. Now they are checking if that number is greater than 70 or not. Again, that number is not greater than or equal to 70. Now it will come to which line? 23. See, again it will check whether that number is greater than equal to 60 or not. Again we will get what? We'll get false here. Now it will come to which line? Now it will come to line number 25. Now it will check whether that number is greater than or equal to 50 or less than 60 or not. So it is satisfying these two conditions. That number is greater than 50 and that number is also less than 60. If I'll go next, see, it will come to this line number 26 to this system dot out dot println statement. Okay, now they have printed that error message here. See, we got this grade C here, right? So that way this nested if else works. Any doubt on this nested if else now? whether we
No.
have to use nested if else and when we have to use if and if else. So when you have multiple conditions and if you want to apply that multiple conditions in that program, so so this way you have to use nested if else. So inside if you have added this single if, then you have else, then again if else, if else, if else, if else, if else, continuously if, then else, then if, again else, again if, again else. That is what it is, repeating if else, if else, if else. So that's why we are calling this feature or this statement as a nested if else concept. Okay, so now we'll move to the next topic, that is switch case. Before going to switch case, I want to cover this one, this logical operator. So in Java we have three type of logical operator. Okay, let me open. Oh, I have already opened here. So this one is for your nested if else. So let me drag. Okay, this one is for nested if else. Okay, I will create one more box here. Switch case. So switch case is same as if else concept, but switch case is faster than if else. Now I will show you why it is faster than if else. So when you are using this nested if else, they will go for first condition, right? Then they will go for second, they will go for third, they will go for fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, tenth, like that. Okay, so when we are using this switch case, it is same like if else. First it will go to first they will check the first case, then they will check the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, like that. So directly I am showing their program, right? Then you will get more clarity. Let me create one class here. So new class switch case. Okay, so switch sorry, switch case. What is switch case? So switch case is same as if else. Same will apply some condition here and will get the output. Okay, so what is the syntax for this switch? So for example, I have declared one variable here, integer, or not integer. Let me take that value as a user input. So scanner s equal to new scanner system dot in. Got it? Now I'm taking one integer input, int number equal to sc dot next int. Why? Because we are taking integer input here. Now what is the syntax of switch case? So switch is one keyword. With in that switch you have to pass your value. Okay, so here I am passing this num, then you have to start that curly braces. It is not like if. So if we are applying any if condition, if we have single line of statement, we have to apply that, we don't have to apply that braces here, right? This curly braces. But in switch case, if you are using switch case, you have to apply this curly braces whenever you are using that, right? So now we have to check, we have to write this case. So case is one keyword that we will use for like switch case. So see, first we'll use the switch, then they will come to the case part. Okay, so for example, if we have some case, let me print, this is case 1. Okay, so this just understand that part. So if we are using if else, we are applying some condition to this one, right? Case 1. So just assume this case 1 is nothing. This case 1 is this if 1. So if this one is true, it will come to this and it will print this line, right? So let me apply different case here. So case 2 as well. So this one is your case 2. Let me copy and just let me apply some different case as well. So case 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? So let me run this program now. So I have entered here 10. See, we didn't get any output here. Why? So I have entered 10 here. Then it will come to this switch and they will check, okay, we have 10 case or not. We have 10 or not. So this one is case 1. So it will not print this line. Again it will come to this case 2. Okay. Then case 3. Then case 4. Right. So if I have entered one integer value here, 10. Let me again run this program. Now I have entered this 1. See. Okay. Let me change this error message. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So see, we'll get the output here, case 1 and the remaining one as well. So when I'll compare this switch case with if else, so if our if condition returns true, it will go to if part and it will execute those line, it will come outside, right? If first statement returns true, we have is if and else. If this if statement returns true, it will not go to this else part, right? But if you'll see here, I have entered this one here, right? So they have to print only this case one value, right? But after printing this case one, they have printed the remaining line as well. Why they have printed the remaining line? Because but their case is different. 2, their case is 3, their case is 4. Why they have printed all these line? So in switch case, when you are printing any statement, like when your case returns true here, then they will execute the first line. After that they will not check that case again, directly they will print all the statement, right? So if you want to print or if you want to execute your statement, only that statement, for example, if that case 1 returns true, why it returns true? Because you have entered 1 here. Okay, so case 1, they have printed this line. After that you have to use what? You have to use this break keyword. Okay, so once we have executed our program, we are writing this break here. Break will do what? Break will terminate this program or end this program. Okay, so after each statement we'll add this break. After each statement we'll add this break. If we'll got this case 3, what? It will come to this line, it will print this case 3 and it will break this program. All right, so we have to use this break one. And in last we have one default as well, right? Default keyword. So no match. Okay, so what is this default? So for example, I have, let me again run this program. Now I have entered here 10. So there is no match for this 10, right? So we have case 1, we have case 2, we have case 3, we have case 4. We didn't have this case 10, right? It means there is no match for this case 10. In that case, what will happen here? It will print no match. So it will come to this default and it will print this message. Only that case, if there is no match with your user input, whatever value you have entered, if there is no match with this, they will print this no match one, default one. Got it? So like for class variable, you are creating any class level variable, and if you are not initializing that variable, right, by default they have 0 value, right? So for same, if there is no match with this case, they will print this default, they will execute this default one. For example, I am again entering which value? I am entering 1 now. See, they have printed this case 1. Now again rerunning, I am entering 3 here. They will print this case 3. But only when there is no match with this case, only that case they will print this default one. Okay, so this switch. So here we have passed this integer value. So they will check only for the integer one. Okay, so I have entered 3 here, so they will come to this case 3 and they have printed it. So let me apply some breakpoint. Okay. All right, let me run this program. I have entered 5 here. Okay, it will directly come to, okay, I cannot apply breakpoint to these default and case. Got it. Why it's not working? Yeah, now it will work. So I have entered 5. See, it will directly come to this default one, not to these 4, because there is no match with this 5. There is no 5 here, right? Let me add one case 5 here. Case 5. Okay, case 5. If I'll run this program, if I'll enter 5, we'll get here case 5 and no match as well, because we haven't added this break keyword. Always make sure if you are adding any statement in case, you have to use this break keyword if you don't want to execute other case. So always you have to add this break keyword in case, not in default. Default will execute in last if there is no match. Got it? If I'll again run this program, if I'll enter 5, we'll get this case 5. So it is it is similar like if condition, right? So for example, if you have instead of this case 1, we have applied one if statements. What will check? If that number is equal to 1, if that number is equal to 2, only that case they will print this line. It is same as if else, right? Some syntax is different, but logically it is same. Okay, so any doubt in this switch case, how, like, why will use switch case and what is the syntax and everything?
No.
Okay, so let me write some note for this switch case. So switch case. Okay, so you can add n number of case inside switch. Okay, it depends on you. All right, and the like if you are using in this program, I have taken example only for the integer one. All right, so in this case, whatever value you are passing to the switch parenthesis, right? So you can pass only integer, long, short, byte, string, and enum type of value. I haven't discussed the enum one. What is this enum? We'll discuss later. Like once we'll cover the class object and every that topic. Now we'll cover that enum one, right? So in switch case, we can use which data type? We can use only integer, we can use long, we can use byte, and we can use short as well. Okay, and string also, and enum one. So you are not aware of this enum, right? So we'll discuss this enum later. So you can use this int, long, byte, short, string, enum. You cannot use which data type? Double float, double float, or what? Boolean. So you cannot use these data type in switch case. You can only use these integer, long, byte, short, string, and enum. You can use these data type in switch case. All right, and if you want to execute only your statement your case statement, then you have to use break keyword. Okay? Why break keyword? If you not use this break keyword, they will print all the remaining cases as well. So after each case, like in each case, after adding your implementation, you have to use this break keyword. Okay. So these are the syntax for switch case. Let me copy and we'll paste it here. Let me remove these case. We'll add only two case here. So whatever value you have passed to this one, it will check whether that case is present or not. If that case is present, so you can pass which type of value? Integer, long, byte, short, string, and enum. If that case matched with that value, they will execute that statement. If there